Hi, everyone. Kohli, and we are back. Simile that we had learned before. These are your notes, children. This is something I want you to take down in your books. All right. You don't have to make any dictionary, but please take it down. So, similes compare two different things with the same quality using the words like or as. Let's read two. The first two are your examples. For be busy as a bee. So I've made two examples. Mother was as busy as a bee with household work, or Jack was as busy as a bee doing his homework. In the next one, we had the fish. The fish is known to swim, so you have swim like a fish. With this, we had an example. Adam swims like a fish. Next was roar. So simile for roar is roar like a lion means you're really angry. So you have here Daniel roared like a lion at his brother when he broke his robot. These are just two examples, and now begins your notes. What I've done is, class, I've divided your similes. I have taken a few similes over here, and then I've combined this to show you how we can use it. So the first one we have is tall simile, as tall as a mountain, giant tree, or giraffe. The second is short simile, as short as a dwarf. The third is a funny simile, as funny as a clown. Now let's see how we're using all of them here. Joe was as short as a dwarf, while his brother Jake was as tall as a mountain. The middle brother was as funny as a clown. So here I'm using a simile to describe the characters, all right, to describe people. Okay, now let's go to the next set. First the similes and then the example. Okay, hungry, hungry like a bear or a wolf. Sweet, sweet was not in the animation. As sweet as honey, sugar, or candy. 3. Fat as an elephant. Now for fat, you have obese also, you have chubby also. So when you copy this in your book, you will use these alternate words as well. Gray as an elephant. Rain clouds, children, can be as gray as elephants. Fifth one. Greedy, you have as greedy as a pig. But if you eat greedily, it's called gobble like a pig. Class, the food should come after gobble. Gobble what? Gobble the food like a pig. Don't say gobble like a pig the food. That's wrong English. Now let's see how we are using it here. This boy has sat with the entire chocolate cake and is eating it. His dentist is going to have a difficult time. Please don't do that. Tom was as fat as an elephant as he ate junk food. After school, he was hungry like a bear. He saw some chocolate cake which was as sweet as sugar and gobbled it like a pig. So because he's hungry, you can see in the picture he's eating the entire chocolate cake. Now going to our next set. Okay. So we have naughty. As naughty or notorious as a monkey. For quiet, we have as quietly as a mouse. Shiny. So you have sparkling, gleaming. In your earlier videos, you've done dazzling, beaming also. So anything which is very shiny, we can say as sparkling or gleaming, like jewels, gemstones, or stars. All three are shiny objects. And colorful could be as colorful as crayons, as colorful as rainbow, as colorful as sketch pens. Now, the next one is ran fast. You ran like an ostrich, horse, or deer. You can also say ran like the wind because the wind moves really fast. And then you have beautiful or stunning. You have as stunning as a princess, as pretty as a picture. But for boys, you remember as dashing as a prince or an actor. Very important. Okay, so remember to add in your notes when you take this down. So let's see how we are using them in a paragraph. Okay. Jessica was as notorious as a monkey when her mother was as busy as a bee, or a new one sleeping like a log, that's sleeping simile. Jessica entered her mother's enormous room as quietly as a mouse and wore her mother's jewelry, which was as colorful as crayons. You can see it's colorful and sparkling like stars. Class, because it's jewelry, I can't say sparkling like jewels or gemstones. It does not make any sense. That's why sparkling like stars. Jessica was exhilarated, means happy, as she was looking as stunning as a princess or as pretty as a picture. When her mother saw her, she was livid, means angry, and roared like a lion, that That means she shouted simile at Jessica. Jessica ran like an ostrich out of the room, sobbing like a baby. Sobbing is crying. You've done this sobbing and weeping in your sad vocabulary expressions. Okay, so I just made a simile up. Now let's go to your next set. Okay. Over here, the first one we have is hot. As hot as fire, or as hot as the sun, or as hot as the desert. Free as a bird in the sky. Fly like a bird or a plane. Now, what flies like a bird or a plane? Kite. You know, when you are flying kites, my kite flew like a bird in the sky. Even a ball. So, you know, when you're playing and you kick the ball, it will fly like a bird or a plane and land on the grass. Playful as a kitten. Blind is as blind as a bat. Even grey is as grey as a bat. Slow could be as slow or slowly as a tortoise or a snail. Soft, as soft or fluffy. Fluffy is a better word for soft, as cotton or cotton candy. This is cotton candy. Yes, I know, yum, but we are using it to describe soft. We can even use it to describe sweet because cotton candy is always really sweet. Now let's see how we are using it in a paragraph. It was as hot as fire on Saturday. The children had a holiday, so they were as free as birds in the sky. They were as playful as kittens and busy as bees, running like horses behind butterflies, which were as colorful as a rainbow. Except Rohan, who was moving as slowly as a snail. Everyone teased Rohan. While running like a deer, John, who's another boy, this one, fell on the grass, which was as fluffy as cotton or cotton candy. His spectacles broke. John was gloomy, means sad, as without his spectacles he was as blind as a bat. Okay, so this is how we are using the following set of similes. You can make a nice story out of this. And the last one, so you can take a deep breath. You have rich or wealthy as a king. For poor, it's as poor as a beggar. Life is something new, kids. Life is good means wow, everything is going great. So for the simile, we can say life is like a box of chocolates. That means wow, everything is so good. Smart in a bad way is sly or cunning. So we can say as sly or cunning as a fox. Okay, going further, you have smart. But smart or intelligent is when you are smart in a good way, not like the fox. So we have as smart as a computer or as intelligent as a computer. For proud, you've done as proud as a peacock, and walked proudly is strutted like a peacock or a cockerel. Cockerel are roosters. Okay, they are cocks. Next one, fight. Fight, you have fight or quarrel like cats and dogs. So let's see how we are using this over here. This is your last one, okay? This is a really good paragraph, so let's see how we're putting this. Rosie was as wealthy as a king, while Jessica was as poor as a beggar. They both were friends. Life was like a box of chocolates for Jessica, as she won a glorious teddy bear which was as brown as mud in a game. Rosie was as sly as a fox. She rapidly, means quickly, grabbed Jessica's teddy bear when Jessica was not looking. Rosie grinned from ear to ear. Like, Rosie was really happy. She strutted like a cockerel to her parents, feeling as proud as a peacock. Because I've used cockerel here, I can use peacock here because they're two different birds. When she told them that she had won the teddy bear. When Jessica saw her, she was enraged, means angry, and roared like a lion. They started quarreling like cats and dogs. Rosie's mother, who was as intelligent as a computer and new one, as kind as a fairy, calmed them down. Rosie returned the teddy bear to Jessica, making her as happy as a lark. So happy as a lark is a simile. Lark is a bird. And birds are known to be really happy when they are free and flying in the sky. Of course, you can make it better, children, by changing happy and saying as exhilarated as a lark, as delighted as a lark, as gleeful as a lark. So it will become a vocabulary and simile combination. Look, children, I've made a special box over here. Please take the following notes down in a book. You please copy these notes in a book. From any dictionary, but class, the reason I'm telling you that you copy the notes in the book is so that you can go ahead and do your practice assignment. So what you can do is, how you can go about copying is, you can first take down the similes and then copy the paragraph. Then again, copy the similes, copy the paragraph. Copy the similes, copy the paragraph. Look, writing will enable you to apply it, because only by seeing the video you might not be able to do the homework. You might confuse the simile, you might write the wrong animal or a thing. So it's really important that you read this well and then go ahead with the homework. This way your application will also grow. Now class, this is your homework. Now I have not made the homework in as a yellow color, because I would advise those watching this to please remove a printout of this worksheet, because it's got fill in the blanks as well. So it's really important that you follow this, take a printout and follow the way as guided over here. Now in the first one they are saying that choose the correct word from the box and complete the simile. So these are the words given in the box over here. You have to choose the words from this and complete the simile. For example, the Christmas tree was as tall as a dash. So over here, check what is given for tall. For example, over here, it is given to me the word for tall. I find that word and I'm going to write it in my fill in the blanks. Also, one more thing, in this particular write-up, you have new similes as well, which you might have not learned in the earlier video. So for this reason, what I have done is I have given you the answer key here. So it'll be very easy for you to pick up the answer and it'll be very easy for you to write. For example, the Christmas tree is as tall as a giant. So I'm going to write giant. You can cross the word out. It'll be easy to then see what is remaining. So this is your worksheet. Okay, after you do the exercise over here, the answer key is given to you here. See the answers. Then you have a complete the paragraph with simile. All right, now this is interesting. The option is given in the bracket. You'll have to make the simile and write here. But there are similes also, there is vocabulary word also. What do I mean by that? For example, let's take this one. If I show you from the middle. Okay. So, woof woof, a loud bark reached his ears. He turned around and saw a dash. Use a vocabulary word for angry. So, I have done livid, furious, outraged, enraged. I can use any one. Livid dog who was dash, brown simile. So, I'm writing as brown as mud or as brown as chocolate, whatever I want. Getting it? So, where they say vocabulary word, put only a vocabulary word. Where they say simile, use a simile. I have also given you the answer key for this, so you can check your answers once you are done. Now comes our next step. Okay, you have a story and class you have a letter. So you are going to be using the vocabulary and similes in this assignment, and you will mail these two write-ups at the email IDs that are given here. Kids, please follow the pointers. It's okay, it's absolutely okay to use your own vocabulary. That's more than welcome. But I need you to even make sure you're combining emotions and expressions both, so that your write-up becomes stronger. So over here, like big city, live brother sister, give brother a name, describe him. So if for example I can say in the enormous city of Mumbai lived a brother and a sister. The brother's name was, say, Tom. He was as tall as a tree and as brave as a soldier. He was also as funny as a clown, because he always cracked several jokes. Okay, then the sister's name was Rosie. Rosie was as short as a dwarf. She was as pretty as a picture, as stunning as a father. Stunning as a princess. Their father was as wealthy as a king. They had a ginormous splendid house. Then Tom and Rosie used to save money from their pocket money in their in their splendid piggy bank. Describe the piggy bank, which was probably as purple as grapes, as red as blood. So what I mean to say is that check this. All right, there are few words like which you have done in your earlier write-up. So I want you to take the words even from your previous write-up and combine them together, so that you can get a very nice story. Similarly, the next one, you have a letter, where we are writing a letter to your friend to describe a camping trip that you have gone for. Again, I have used these pictures to describe the activity. In the last last YouTube video, lesson 6, we had discussed how you can use a general first paragraph. So you can take that same first paragraph to describe, you're providing a description about a camp you went for. And then it's why I, because it's about you. The letter should be in the past tense because your camping trip is over. So maybe you could say that I was gleeful, and excited line is a phrase. Don't say enthusiastic or thrilled. I was gleeful and was buzzing with enthusiasm, or I was exhilarated and waves of enthusiasm rolled over me as my school had taken all the pupils for a fun camp at the enormous and glorious campsite called Wood Zone. You can change the name. I and friends is wrong English. So you should say my friends and I. Everywhere the I comes second. So my friends and I, what was the I's expression? So you can say my friend and our eyes bulged out of our sockets, or our eyes became as wide as footballs as we saw trees which were as tall as giraffes. The glorious or splendid group is flock of birds were chirping sonorously, or you can even say that sonorous bird song hung in the air. There were butterflies which were as colorful as a rainbow. There was fluffy glass everywhere, which was as green as chili, or as green as a parrot. Okay, I was as strong as an ox. Hence, I was able to pitch the tent without any help. Then we ate lunch. We were exhilarated and went. So make your sentence. Everything has to be in the past tense, your activities, because the activity is over. There are words that we have used from your previous vocabulary for shocked, for angry, for sad. Please make sure that you refer to the notes before you do the homework. So the second and the third and the fourth write-up you can mail me. The first two assignment you can check using the answer key that is already provided. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed Similes. Please stay home, stay safe, and take care. This is Ashima Kohli. Goodbye.